Tonight, James Horn Jr., the man suspected of a double murder and of keeping one of his victims in a box, still not in police custody. Sandra and Zachariah Sutton's body turned up yesterday morning.
Throughout the day, police provided updates, including the investigation, Horn's appearance, and why the FBI isn't involved.
Well, team coverage continues tonight in Clinton and in Sedalia. We begin with Brian Abel in Clinton, and he has the latest on what we've learned so far from police. Brian.
Well, good evening, Mike and Krista. So far, another day, no sign of James Horn Jr., despite multiple searches in Warsaw, Sedalia, and other parts of Pettis County based on tips being called in from viewers. And we also have the autopsy confirmation that both Sandra and Zachary Sutton did indeed die from gunshot wounds. So let's get you caught up. There is a national alert out for the whereabouts of James Horn Jr., and the Missouri Rural Major Case Squad is leading the investigation of that double homicide and the search for Horn. FBI is not involved at this time with the investigation. Police say requirements to get them involved, like a cross-state border crime, are not present in this case. Police believe Horn is being helped by someone providing shelter and or transportation. He has been seen in west central Missouri over the last few weeks since Sutton escaped him. Police are not releasing who has seen him. Those who did and didn't report could be facing criminal charges. Video of a suspect believed to be Horn exiting Sandra Sutton's car at Bothwell Hospital in Sedalia, they won't be released. DNA and other forensic evidence has been collected from that vehicle and is being processed now, and police security is being provided to the Sutton family and Horn's ex-wife in another state. And tonight, police are asking campers to be on the lookout.
Mr. Horn is a avid outdoorsman. He likes to hunt and fish. He likes to camp. So this being a weekend where people are doing a whole lot of that, a lot of outdoor activity, we would really like the public to keep an eye out for James Horn around campground areas, around lake areas.
And tonight, there is now a reward out for the capture and arrest of James Horn Jr. Those who give tips that lead them will have a $5,000 reward waiting for them, provided by the Pettis County Crime Stoppers, along with Steak and Shake and Dairy Queen. That is a $5,000 reward for a tip in finding James Horn Jr. Reporting live in Clinton, Brian Abel, 41 Action News.
Our investigators have been looking into James Horn's past and discovered he spent some time in the military. He's also an avid outdoorsman. 41 Action News investigator Melissa Yeager joins us with a look at if that experience could help him evade police.
Well, Krista, James B. Horn Jr. enlisted in the Marines right after he graduated from high school in 1985. He spent 4 years in the service, stationed in Japan for 2 of those years and in North Carolina for 2 years. In the military, he served as a mechanic and then was honorably discharged in 1989. We don't know what kind of training he had while he was in the military. Still, law enforcement agencies aren't overlooking that experience.
And there's a certain skill set that one can gain in the service. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know if those would serve him today. I think his service record, from what we understand, is back in the 1980s. But, you know, do those skills stay with you? Yeah, I imagine some of them do.
Horn was discharged with the rank of corporal. I'm investigator Melissa Yeager, 41 Action News.
And we showed you this picture of Horn Jr. a lot, but today police said he may be looking a bit different than this. Right now, they say he may have a fuller mustache, a beard, or even a goatee. They also say his hair may be longer. Police say that he is tall, though, 6 feet, weighing about 180 pounds. And those living in Horn's Sedalia neighborhood are still on edge.
Yeah, 41 Action News reporter Josh Helmuth has been speaking to those neighbors all afternoon.
Yeah, I spoke with several neighbors in this 1 block radius surrounding this home, the home of James Horn, who's been on the loose since May the 1st. I spoke with one family in particular just 1 block away who say they're getting out, they're moving. But I want to share with you one fascinating clip from our conversation in which he said it was common to see Sutton and Horn sitting on this porch together, and he saw them sitting there as recently as February.
When we first got it, they were just sitting out on the front porch like nothing was going on.
It was this past February.
Yeah, you'd have never known anything was going on to see them sitting out there together.
Police want to remind everyone that Horn is still on the loose, still could be dangerous. They're worried he still could harm someone. They're reminding everyone to lock their doors, check in on relatives who may be living by themselves, and to also report any suspicious activity whatsoever. Reporting live from Sedalia, Josh Helmuth, 41 Action News.